Welcome to this channel. Let's start. In a peaceful village surrounded by hills, there lived a man who was both rich and respected. He had a beautiful home, good land, and everything a person could ask for. But what made people curious was not just his wealth. It was how calm and content he always seemed. He didn't complain. He didn't chase more. He simply lived with a quiet confidence that others couldn't explain. One day, a boy named Callie, who had grown up in the same village, approached the man and asked, "How do you have all this? Why do I have nothing?" The man didn't answer immediately. He looked toward the distant hills, smiled gently, and said, "It was magic." Then he turned and walked away. Callie stood there, confused. Magic? What did he mean? That night, Callie couldn't sleep. The man's words kept echoing in his mind. By morning, he had made a decision. He would go to the hills and find this magic for himself. He climbed the hillside, wandered through forest paths, and searched day and night. He called out for help, waited near trees. But no one came. Days passed. Still, Callie didn't stop searching. Then one evening, just when he was resting under a tree, he saw someone in robes walking silently through the forest. Callie stood up and followed him. "Wait, please," he shouted. But the monk didn't turn. "I'm hungry," Callie cried. "I'm poor. I need help. Give me something, please." Still, the monk remained silent. He walked through the cold trees until they reached an icy cave. There, he sat down on a frozen stone. After a moment of silence, he finally spoke. "What do you want?" Callie dropped to his knees. "I'm poor," he said. "I have nothing. Please, give me your gift." The monk reached into his robe, took out a large leaf, wrote something on it, folded it, and gave it to Callie. "When you reach your home," the monk said, "open it." Callie ran home, heart full of excitement. He thought the monk had given him some powerful spell or treasure. He sat down, unfolded the leaf, and read the message. It said, "Return tomorrow. Bring me 3 colored stones hidden in the forest. Do this, and you shall have the blessing." Callie felt disappointed. Where was the magic? What kind of blessing was this? Still, something inside him told him to do as he was told. The next morning, he returned to the forest. He searched the entire day. He found 3 colored stones, 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 green. He carried them to the cave and placed them before the monk. "Here," he said, "I've done what you asked." The monk looked at the stones and replied, "But your hands are still empty." Callie didn't understand. He said, "No, look. I brought the stones. Just like you asked." The monk looked at him calmly and said, "You were so busy hoping I would give you something, that you didn't even notice the gifts already waiting on your way here." In life, we only see what we're ready to see. And we only receive what we're willing to work for. The treasures were already there. But it took your effort, patience, and clear attention to finally see them. Callie left unsure, but something about the monk's words stayed with him. Callie walked halfway down the forest path, his hands aching and heart heavy. He sat down on a rock, staring at the dirt beneath his feet. "Maybe it's all a joke," he muttered. But then, something shifted. He thought of the wealthy man. That peaceful smile. The quiet confidence. He found something. What if I'm just not looking the right way? Callie stood up slowly. This time, not to chase magic, but to understand it. So he retraced his steps. And at each place, he looked again. At the first spot, under the loose stone, he found a small box filled with gold coins. At the second, hidden in a hollow tree, was a scroll with a simple and clever business idea. At the third, under dry leaves, was a folded letter. It read, "Use this magic wisely. Come back, once you succeed." Callie sat on the ground, overwhelmed. He had passed these places before. He had even touched them. But he hadn't truly looked. In the weeks that followed, Callie used the gold to get started. He followed the advice in the scroll and began a small business. He worked hard. He stayed focused. And slowly, his life began to change. He was no longer poor. More importantly, he felt clear, grounded, and capable. A month later, he returned to the forest and met the monk again. He said, "I've come to thank you. You gave me the gift. You gave me the magic." The monk smiled kindly. "No," he replied. "You found it. I only showed you how to look." If we listen carefully to this story, it gives us 3 powerful lessons. 1. What we seek is often already around us. Opportunities, ideas, and even guidance are sometimes closer than we think. But when we are focused on chasing something far away, we miss what's quietly waiting right in front of us. 2. Real change comes when we're truly ready to see. The treasures were always there. But Callie needed patience, effort, and a clear mind before he could see them. In life too, growth doesn't come from rushing, it comes from returning and seeing deeper. 3. The real magic is in your attention and effort. The monk didn't hand him success. He created space for Callie to discover himself. That's why the change was real and lasting. We often think we're waiting for the right person, the right moment, or the right miracle. But sometimes all we really need is to pause and look again, because the answers may already be around us, quiet, waiting, and ready to be seen. Sometimes the real treasure is simply learning how to see. Thank you for watching. Like and comment your thought.